Thanks for downloading another episode of The Ugly Truth. Or if it's your first time, welcome. You are now an honorary UG, or Hug as we like to say. We really appreciate you listening and supporting the show through our Amazon and Avon links at uglytruth.com. And now, without further ado, The Ugly Truth. It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
Excuse me? I am not a drama queen.
Paula.
Here in America, we walk on the right-hand side.
Uncensored as always, it's time for The Ugly Truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth, everyone. It is episode 227, and we would like to welcome back Paula to the show. Ugh! Ugh! Yahoo! It's a small world after all. Did you go on it?
Of course.
Okay, good. Well, welcome to The Ugly Truth. Paula is back from her wondrous, magical vacation to Disneyland. And, of course, thank you to my ugly sister, Stephanie, for stepping in. The timing just worked out perfectly. She was able to come over and take over my whole afternoon. So we recorded a show. Aside from the snarky comments, we did not talk shit about you.
Oh.
You wouldn't know because you don't listen. But if you did, you would know. So, no, we did not talk crap about you. In fact, the only thing we did say, we were talking about, and I don't even know if it made the show, to be honest with you. It might have been deleted because we were talking crap about some people that we shouldn't. Shocking, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about being photographed at events. And I told her about the picture and how it didn't even look like her because it was a back shot, and it for some reason it was a super wide view. And she's like, "Oh my God." And then we were talking about how we have the worst timing when it comes to being photographed at events. Like, I can't think of one event where there's not a picture of Stephanie eating food.
Right.
And it's always a big forkful too. It's not just like a little dainty bite. She's got this big fork of like crab salad or something heading into her face.
Well, she does like to eat.
She does have a voracious appetite. And then there's always a picture of you looking confused. There's always a picture of you looking up like, what's happening in my life? Like, there's a million of those in every event that we've ever had.
I think that's just my look, you know, like
maybe.
Just wonder what's going on in the world.
Maybe. Well, that, or there's the inevitable, side profile shot of our faces.
Oh, God.
We all hate those. So anyway, that's pretty much all we talked about. But anyway, welcome to The Ugly Truth. Welcome back, Ugg. So excited. I cannot wait to hear about your trip to Disneyland, starting with the flight. How did the flight go for you? How did the children do?
We flew out last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the airport, I don't know, a good hour and a half before we were supposed to.
Yeah.
We did the economy parking.
Did you have to shuttle in because it's so far away?
So, of course, we put in our credit card number, our credit card. It says, take your ticket, and the little thing raised. Well, the ticket machine was out of paper. So,
excellent.
And so now we don't know what's going to happen because we put in our credit card.
You're like, well...
And so I'm just like, am I going to get a bill for like, $20,000, in 10 years?
Yeah,
because
really? You never paid the ticket.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I should call. And we did try and call, but nobody answered.
I wouldn't worry about it.
And so I'm just like, well, I guess we don't have time to deal with this. We've got to get inside.
That's right.
So we went to the other one, got our ticket, blah, blah, blah. And so we're parked, in the middle of nowhere. We get on these, giant shuttle that is, stuffed with people.
All their luggage.
And, of course, it's got, like, no air conditioning or airflow for that matter. And I'm just like, oh, my God, this is miserable.
It's going to be, like, the longest 30 feet of my life.
Right.
Yeah, they are brutal. They really want to remind you what economy feels like. So that next time you'll consider first class.
So we flew Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was Southwest lets you check in 24 hours before your flight leaves.
Yeah.
And so I checked in like 23 hours and a half before we left.
Okay.
Well, that got us like $8.50 in the line.
That's good. You got an A.
Yeah, so we got an A. So, but I'm thinking like, holy crap. I'm like, who are these other people?
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is I think there's some people that are like members or something that automatically get like priority.
Well, first of all, there's the business class. And you can pay to upgrade. So the first 15 rows, you can actually pay like, I think it's $30 to get in the top 15 rows, so you can get in right away. So that's Daryl does it all the time. If he can, he'll upgrade to the first 15 rows on Southwest since there's no assigned seating.
So we get on. So the kids are just, they desperately want to sit by the windows.
Okay.
Because Olivia, the last time she flew, she was a baby.
So she doesn't remember flying.
So she doesn't. And then Ryan, he was probably like 4 or something like that. And so we get on, and I guess you don't realize like how big airplanes are. And so I'm just like, oh, there's plenty of seats. So I don't know why I was freaking out.
Right.
So we get on there. Now, prior to this, I had decided that I should probably take some anti-anxiety medication because I knew that I was going to be a bit nervous.
For sure. And you don't drink alcohol, so...
Well, I did have a cocktail on the plane.
Did you?
Yeah, but what I did with my anti-anxiety is I took it right when we got to the airport, and I felt pretty okay. Yeah. But then as the plane, like, showed up, I'm just like...
It wasn't enough!
And I was watching all the other planes take off. I'm just like, this is not okay. So I took another one.
I was going to say, I need to take the edge off immediately.
But I think the stretch was too far apart that
so
it just didn't do what it was supposed to do. And so I'm like, okay, when I'm coming home, I'm taking both at the same time.
And a shot of vodka on the side.
But because I was flying with Ryan, because Olivia, she's going through this phase and I can't explain it, but she wants to do everything with her dad.
Oh, and she's in love with her dad. Yeah.
And this became a problem on the trip because she wanted to ride all the rides with her dad. She wanted to sit next to at lunch and eat with her dad. That is
very common.
Victor and I would be walking and holding hands, and she would try and stand next to her dad, and I would be like snubbed walking behind her. And I'm like, Olivia, I'm like, your dad and I are holding hands. You can't push me back.
What the hell?
And so she's just going through this phase where and I think it was a security thing because she was nervous about all the rides, and
there's a lot to see. It's very overwhelming, and he's a big person that makes her feel safe.
Right. So but I mean, for Ryan, he's just like, well, I want to go on a ride with Dad.
For sure.
And so Olivia she just wasn't having it though. So.
God,
that was a whole
awesome
nother
layer
thing.
to the trip.
That was a whole nother thing, but
sure.
So we didn't die. Obviously, we landed. Goodness. We took an Uber to the hotel.
How was the hotel?
It's a basic hotel, but it was kind of cool because it had 2 queen beds and then it had a bunk bed.
Oh, sweet. So everybody got their own bed.
Yeah, Olivia was loving the bunk bed.
Sure.
We basically crashed out because we were tired.
You got there late, too.
Yeah, we did. The kids had gone to school that day, too.
Oh, so they definitely needed to rest.
Yeah, and so we woke up the next morning at like 6:30 or something like that. And
ready to roll.
We wanted to get ready and get over to the park because the park's open early. They open at like 8. And so we get over to the park, and it's just... Even though you're right across the street, it's still such a long walk. And
Paula, it is treacherous. It is long.
It's a precursor to everything because...
I swear to God, we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel and we walked 30 miles in 3 days. No joke. I'm sure you did.
I was tired by the time we got to the gate just to buy our tickets.
And doesn't it make you mad because you're sweaty? And it's like 8 a.m., right? And you're like, I need a water and I need to sit down.
To sit down.
Yes.
And so and Victor's like, you gonna be okay? I'm like, I think so. But I'm like, this is ridiculous. ridiculous. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, why is everything so far? And, you know, there's people who are like walking fast. There's people walking really slow. There's people in those scooters. There's people. I know how you feel about the people in the scooters.
Hey, they have their own damn line now. They literally can line up those damn scooters.
The scooters and the strollers. And so,
God, bane of our existence.
you know, we found in the morning, and even though it was busy, it's not as busy as it is in the afternoon. So
Yes, the early morning and the after hours when it's like when the sun sets, those are the two premium times to do the rides that generally have really long lines.
right.
Because all the little toddlers are gone. They're sleeping or they're eating and they're in their
God.
jammies in their hotel.
And this is the thing that Victor and I were talking about, like when we would be sitting somewhere, and I'm just like, why are people bringing like babies to Disneyland?
Because they want to go and they think it's cute to have them stand next to Winnie the Pooh.
But I mean, these kids
It makes no. You can't go on anything.
They have no concept of anything.
Well, think about. I mean, I think they go. I think under 2 is free. But I mean, what are you going to do? Take turns holding the baby so that you guys can get on Indiana Jones? I mean, it's like, I never understood that myself. It's really hard because when you're in love with your kids and you want them to experience everything, in Disneyland for a lot of people is one of those places where it's just like, it's like a childhood memory.
right.
You have to really refrain because first of all, they're usually too small to get on anything. And then they're scared because it's very foreign to see these giant creatures, and it's loud, and there's a lot of people, and a lot of places are dark because of all the, you know, animatronics
Right.
and stuff. And so it's hard. So I think all of us have always discussed that 4 is the absolute minimum.
Right.
That, you know, and I think 4 was the age we took all the children the first time. So anything younger than that, it's weird because I'm hearing you on the strollers and the baby stuff. I never got it unless you had, you know, a 6-year-old too or something.
Well, and that's just the thing, is there would be like really little babies, or there would be like kids in strollers.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 2-year-olds or something
Right,
like that.
right.
And I'm just like, why are you doing all that? Like, why would you want to lug all that around?
I know.
And
I
do
don't get it
this?
either.
It was
I would
just-
never.
It looked miserable. It made
Yes.
me uncomfortable. And I just,
It's like, can you imagine changing a diaper at Disneyland when it's like 90 degrees in one of those bathrooms?
the worst part about it is it just takes, and then there's the people who have like the double joggers, like where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got two, and they've got 2 kids in there
Yeah.
that are like, you know, of like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old age.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, why are you doing this? This is like ridiculous. They're not having a fun time. They're sleeping.
And they're
you
sitting
know?
in their stroller all day.
You know?
Yeah, it is strange how we, not me and you necessarily, but how parents will project their need to go to the Magic Kingdom, and the kids are just like completely oblivious. It's like putting a kid in a costume when they're 3. They don't get it yet. They just don't get
Not
it yet.
usually, no. You know,
It's cute. It's
or
cute,
like when
but-
you put infants on Santa's lap and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, you're
It's
doing it
just-
because you want the picture, but
Right.
the kids have zero concept, and it's like, yes, let's
don't
put you in a
know.
sweaty stranger's lap.
Yeah, right.
You
Who's
know?
probably not even been background checked.
Probably not fingerprinted.
That's
no.
why I don't do that. But anyway,
Right.
that's
Side
another
note.
story.
Yes.
So we spent the first day just doing completely Disneyland, and that was
Yeah.
on Thursday. And we rode basically everything that we
I was-
wanted to ride.
I was gonna say the crowds looked thin. Like you
It
didn't
was
have a
pretty
lot of people there.
The most we waited for anything, I would say, was like 20 minutes.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And we did get the fast pass,
Yeah.
you know, the first day, and we didn't really utilize it because I don't think we understood it. And
Oh.
the only ride that we didn't get a chance to ride was Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah.
That's because they don't have fast pass, and
It's a 45-minute wait, no matter what.
at a minimum.
Yes, at minimum, and it breaks down all the time.
And we also didn't do the Haunted Mansion because the first day it was
What?
closed.
I am so disappointed.
Well, and then the second day, because it was all Halloweened out, it was
Yeah.
a 2-hour wait.
You just had to fast pass it, but you don't know how those work.
I don't even know that the Haunted Mansion had a fast pass.
Oh, yeah, they do. Absolutely.
Well, Olivia, she didn't really want to go. And see, so here's the problem that we ran into is there were rides that we wanted to go on, but Olivia didn't want to go on.
So someone had to sit with her, or
so someone had to miss out. And so the Haunted Mansion, I wasn't terribly devastated because I'm just like, I've been on it. It's not, unless they've completely updated it.
They have. It's really fun.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. It's the best. It's so fun. I mean, you know what? What are we talking about? I mean, 10 minutes of your life. It's no big deal, but definitely, especially you guys were so lucky because you transitioned into the Halloween season at Disneyland, which is super fun. And they transitioned. The reason it was 2 hours long is because it's the Nightmare Before Christmas in there. And it's really, really cool. And so they transformed the entire ride.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why it was a 2 hour wait, because everybody wanted to see what they've done for this season. And, it's a really cool thing. I mean, it's not like your life's going to be ruined because you didn't see it, but it definitely would have been fun. But whatever.
So by the second day, we finished off doing whatever rides we wanted to do on Disneyland. Ryan really wanted to go on Splash Mountain with me. So
well, we saw the photos.
Jamie, I kid you not. When you get in line and then they assign you where you're going to sit? He's like, okay, you, number 1. And I'm just like, what? So I got number 1. I was a drenched rat.
Yes.
And in fact, when I pulled back into the station, the guy that was waiting to go in line, he looked at me and he kind of started snickering.
I'm like, that's all right. You can sit here, you asshole.
Go ahead.
You take my spot.
But I think it was because, I had like all my makeup done and everything like that. And then I was just like all dripping wet.
You had a smoky eye now.
Yeah, right. Just one though.
One smoky eye. That's funny.
So then we went over to California Adventure. Mm-hmm. California Adventure that place was really cool, actually.
Isn't it great?
It is cool.
Wasn't cool. Cars Land fun?
It was fun. So that was the thing is that Cars, like the Cars ride and Soaring and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Those
were the ones that had the longest waits.
Yes.
And so we decided we didn't ride those that day.
But you did get on Guardians though, right?
No.
What?
Ryan refused to ride it.
Why? Did he get scared?
He kept making up all these excuses as to why he couldn't ride it.
God.
He's like, the line's too long, and
he was afraid.
I think he was. So.
You know what? I will tell you that it is a massive looking ride.
We watched it, yeah.
Yes, but it is for most of the children who, not Tyler, but I think Mackenzie and Malia both, we had to drag them on. And we're like, we would never put you in harm's way. Trust when we say you will like it. So we put them on and they loved it because there's so much else going on besides just going up and down like the edge used to be back in the old days.
Right.
Because you don't go straight down. You go up and down before you do a drop. But you can't even tell it's not even a long drop because you stop midway and they show you like a movie. And it's but it's hard when you have absolutely no concept of what you're going into. It's very unsettling for I'm sure for anyone, not just a child, but definitely disappointed. He was making such a deal before he left. Like, I'm definitely going on that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think once we got there and he saw it, he changed his mind. Now, I would have gone.
You should have gone.
But, well, I mean, what am I going to do? Go by myself? I guess I could have done that. But
yeah, I would have.
Well, then it would have used one of the fast passes, and you can only get so many of those. And that's the other
Yeah, but you don't know how they work. You didn't know how they worked.
Well, by the third day, we figured it out.
Oh,
so
okay, good.
We had figured it out.
Okay, good. Did you go on the Little Mermaid?
Yes, we definitely went on the
Good.
Little Mermaid.
Well, good. At least you got that done.
Yeah, we went on the Little Mermaid, and then
I'm gonna give him so much shit the next time I see him. I'm not kidding. I'll be like, Ryan, what the hell?
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians, really?
I know.
It's all right. I'm gonna tease him though. But go ahead. Anyway, so what else?
So we did the Cars ride, which was awesome.
Isn't that super fun?
That was really cool.
It.
That was really cool.
I was way more surprised. I had no idea there was all this other stuff. I thought it was just like a fast roller ride through the desert. But there's all these other things that are in there. It was so fun. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a really neat ride.
Loved it.
Then we went on Soaring, which was probably my favorite ride.
God, we didn't even think about going on that one.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I hate those rides.
Oh my God, Jamie. It was so
dumb.
Amazing.
It's not like I've never been on it. It's just, it's great when it's super hot and you just want to sit and enjoy something. But it's just not my cup of tea. But I'm glad you liked it. I mean, I'm glad somebody went on it. When we were there, it was like an hour wait to get on. But it was also like 95 degrees. So everybody was trying to get into something cool.
Yeah, no, it was, when we were there, it was pretty long wait. It was like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, but we got a fast pass, so we got on within 15 minutes.
Cool.
And then we rode all the little pier rides.
Of course.
You know, the swings, and I didn't want to, but
I don't like those rides.
everyone made me.
No.
And then those little rocket launcher things.
Oh, God.
the silver things. I didn't want to ride that either.
Goofy's rocket launch.
But they went on the giant Ferris wheel.
The Mickey, yeah.
I did not.
Really? You didn't want to do... That's where you drew the line, huh?
Jamie, do you know how tall that thing is?
Yeah, we tried to get on it. It was too long of a wait.
No.
We changed our minds.
Oh, no, it was only a 5-minute wait for them.
Oh,
so,
man. You
yeah.
guys had a good luck on the waits. Did you get on the Toy Story ride? The one where you guys sit and play video games inside? It's like a 10-minute ride. It's super fun.
That one had a huge wait line.
Yeah, it does. It's usually, and I don't believe there's a fast pass for that either.
No,
so
it was like a 60-minute wait, and so
it's a long ride. So you guys basically shunned anything that had a long line.
Pretty much.
Did you get on California Screamin'?
No, because no one wanted to go on it.
Oh my God. What is this? The pussies go to Disneyland?
Basically.
Jeez. You guys.
I would have gone on it.
You know what? You need to stand up for yourself. You need to be like, I'm getting on this, goddammit. We've waited years to come to Disneyland. I am not going on these.
Well, I don't think we're going to wait as long next time because we had so much fun. So.
Well, I'm so glad. So did you guys have a lot of family bonding and except for Olivia trying to stake your man?
Well, I mean, the problem actually is I don't even know if it was bonding because Olivia and Ryan, they were just fighting so much.
Oh my God. Isn't that interesting? Because that is true. They do fight. They're horrible.
And, you know, they kept arguing what rides, who wanted to go on what rides, you know.
Yeah.
Every time we had to go on an Olivia ride, Ryan just sat there with his arms crossed and he just had a pissed off look on his face.
It's
because
like, hey.
he's literally, Jamie, right now in the throes of puberty. I can hardly stand it.
Oh my God.
And I'm just
sure.
like, you're driving me crazy.
Yeah. They're gross too.
I'm trying to be like understanding, but on the same token, I'm just like, you're really making me angry on some things. And it's just, I can't stand it.
Wow, you're being really kind because, interestingly.
Well, I know it's not his fault.
Well, it isn't, but that doesn't excuse. It's the same thing that our mom used to tell us when we were premenstrual. And she'd be like, look, just because you're going to start your period doesn't give you the excuse to be a bitch all day long. You know, if you want to be that way, be in your room and leave the rest of the world alone, you know? And that still carries over. Just because he can't help going through puberty doesn't mean he has no control over his faculties.
Yeah.
He's aware he's being a dick. So it's like, go to your room and shut up until you can be, human to the rest of us.
Right.
Please. I remember one year, Mackenzie had not gone to Disneyland yet as an old enough kid to get on all the rides. She was 7 or 8. And we decided we were going to Disneyland and we were just going to take Mackenzie because Natalie, for some reason, wasn't going to be able to go. So it was just going to be the three of us, me, Daryl, and Kenzie. And Tyler was like, no, I am not going. He was exactly Ryan's age. Mm-hmm. And I said, Tyler, come on. What are you going to do? I mean, that's ridiculous. He was going to stay with his dad and we were just going to go. So ultimately, it was getting to the point where he absolutely was refusing to go. We're like, all right, fine. You're going to be with your dad. And I swear to you, he called our mother and told her that we weren't taking him to Disneyland.
Oh my God.
And I get a phone call from our mom telling me, so I understand you're going to Disneyland and you're not taking your son. And I said, what? I'm like, yeah, because he refuses to go and I don't want to make him go if he doesn't want to come. I mean, that's cruel. He'll have a horrible time and he'll make everybody else have a horrible time. She's like, Jamie, I will pay for his ticket. I will pay his whole way. You need to take him. And I said, it's money is not the problem. And so ultimately I said, Tyler, why did you do that? He's like, well, you were going to take me. And I said, yeah, because you didn't want to go. He's like, well, maybe I want to go. I'm like, all right, fine. You're going. So we took him to Disneyland with us. He did what Ryan did the whole time. And when we got back, I said, well, I'm really sorry you didn't have a good time. He's like, what? I had a great time.
And that was the thing.
It's the weirdest thing. I'm like, what? I'm like, I never understood children. I don't understand boys. God.
You know what? They fought back and forth on who was going to go on what ride, who was going to sit next to who.
Yep.
You know, I mean, like there was not a thing. There was no move made where they didn't argue about it.
Yeah.
At one point, I looked at Victor and I'm like, are they... I don't even think they're having fun.
Right.
We waited all this time to do this. And I said, but... I don't
miserable.
think they're even having a good time.
I know.
And he's just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
kind of like I'm with you.
Well, it's one of those things. I think looking back now, I think it's just there's so much to absorb at a place like that. It is so overwhelming for a small person, a child, to understand how much there is to do. It's like they just want to do all of it immediately. It's really a lot to consume, I think, into their little minds. And so I think that has to do with the fighting. It's like, if we don't do this now, we'll never get to do it.
Right.
And it's like, listen, spoiled children, just relax. It's hard though, because, they've never been and this is all new to them. And I think that's why they fight. But Tyler fought. He was miserable. He appeared miserable, but apparently had a wonderful time. So,
go figure.
Were they sad to leave?
You know what? Because of all, and sometimes we did, because of all the walking, and there was times where we didn't prioritize what we were doing. So we had to walk to Toontown. And then the next ride we were, our Fast Pass for was in, Disney
Frontierland.
Disney California.
Right.
And I'm just like, Victor, I'm like, I can't walk another step.
Yeah, you have to take
he's
breaks.
just like, well, let's take this train. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's a good idea because it takes you to
the front.
The front. It's a 45-minute wait because nobody else wants to walk either.
Oh, I know.
And so I'm just like, just screw it. I'm like, it's really not that far. I mean,
I did that too.
It seems far, but really on the map, when you look at it, it's not that far.
Right.
So we would walk, but
it is though. That's the thing. And it's repetitive and it's on asphalt and it's just, it's like an endless mile no matter where you go. And that's why, I hope everybody wore good shoes because
even though we did,
it doesn't matter.
I still got blisters.
I did too.
The kids their feet didn't hurt though. They're just like, we're fine. And I'm just like, well, it's because you're wearing Nikes and Skechers and you barely
didn't wear
have
flip-flops or something, did you?
No.
Oh my God. Please tell me what was the deal with the lady rubbing her leg hands in front of you.
I don't really know. I sat down and the next thing I do, I look over and she's sitting there like rubbing her whats, and I'm just
gross.
Like, oh God.
Like, I hope you're Purelling after that, you disgusting human.
It's just disgusting. But
I had a blister. I had a blister that took months to heal the last time I went. It was horrible. And I had really nice Nikes on, and I still got one. It was the worst.
I got 2.
It was just the worst. And I'm like, what? Do I walk funny? Like, what's the deal? Because it's like, why do I have one blister here on both feet? It's like, oh my God, it was just the worst. And the other thing is, I noticed is that every time I go to Disneyland and I wear my nice Nikes, I have to get rid of them and get new ones because they're completely worn out.
Yeah.
Like, there's no support left. It's just so much walking. And like I said, there is no hotel that's close enough for you not to be hot and sweaty at 9 a.m. going into the park. There's just none. And, here's the other thing. I don't know about Victor, but Daryl is a power walker. Like, he walks so goddamn fast. And the rest of us are hanging back, just walking, sauntering like we do.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you guys doing? We're like, where are you going? Quick draw? Just chill.
Yeah, really.
We're just walking here.
The thing is that you can't really walk fast, though, because,
You're going to run into people.
There's people always, like, cock blocking you. That's the
Constantly.
whole thing. And,
you get mad,
the kids
too.
will start walking, and they'll start walking on the left-hand side, and I'm like, get over here. I'm like, we can't walk over there. I'm like,
There
here
is a
in America,
method.
we walk on the right-hand side.
That's so true.
And then there's the people that are like, bzzz, buzzing past you in their rascal scooters.
And I'm like, oh my God, those things.
And I'm just like,
to God.
Jesus Christ, like,
last time-
you're going to run someone over.
The last time we went, Daryl and I were deciding who should or should not be deserving of the scooter. Like, you can tell.
Well, they're usually in gangs.
Well, that is true, but it's like they're like, we'll see one. We're like, oh, well, they got one so that she can just carry all the shit on her scooter because she, quote unquote, can't walk. And she probably can't walk because she's, morbidly obese, and walking 30 miles a day would kill anyone. I mean, not anyone, but I mean, someone who's not in shape would struggle.
Right.
That's a lot. So we go through this horrible thing where we decide in our minds who is deserving or undeserving of the scooter.
Well,
And,
I mean, I'm sure everybody questions it, especially when they're all in the same family.
Yeah.
You're just like, did you guys just all get them so you could just like travel together, or?
And have your own line, and you don't have to walk up, walk. And it's not like they go that fast. They're really slow moving.
They can go quick. Well, when you're comparing them to a walking mass of people that's going kind of slow, like cattle.
Yeah, but isn't it funny how you get resentful very quickly of them? Because, like I said, I get the understanding that one would need one if you were not in a certain health level where you could successfully walk a park for a whole 2 days. I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really know how to ascertain my judgment on it, other than, get your ass up and walk. I saw some people who could absolutely qualify for one, and they were walking that shit, and I was proud of them. I'm like, good for you. I know that's hard. It can't be easy, but good for you for walking.
Well, I saw a bunch of teenage boys, and they were going up like the wheelchair access entrance, and it's because one of their friends, he had broken his leg. And so he was in an actual wheelchair.
Yeah, that's different.
And not in one of the scooters. And so someone had to push him around all day.
Did you see any celebs or anything?
So the day after we left, go figure, the Jonas Brothers were there.
Oh, no, you missed the Jonas Brothers.
But the day that we were there, I could have sworn that I saw John Hamm.
Did you get a look at his crotch? Will give it away because he doesn't wear underwear and he has a large penis.
Well, I wasn't looking that closely.
Damn it.
But
oh my God, Paula.
Saw his face, and he was walking really fast. And then the people next to me started talking to him, and then he turned around and said something to them.
Did he have that deep commanding voice?
Well, I didn't hear him.
Oh, Paula.
I didn't hear him. But he was thin,
Yeah, they all are.
But he was in a hurry.
Well, he probably didn't want to get commandeered by a bunch of mothers like me.
Something. I don't know what he was doing. He was by himself, so.
Well, maybe he was doing maybe he's doing a film and he was there doing, meeting. They do a lot. There's a lot of like offices there and stuff. And
he was very close to one of the resorts. So he could
maybe
have been,
he was doing some filming or something, or
he could have been going somewhere, but
he's so dreamy. I would love to see him. I would love to see that up close, just to see what he looked like.
It's very thin.
That's too bad. I don't like them when they're that thin. But all Hollywood stars are malnourished for the most part, which bugs me.
They're very thin people.
Oh, well, that's a good sighting though, because I'm sure it was him. First of all, like I said, I saw one of the members of Kiss.
Hey,
so remember Peter Criss was there. I saw him. Or no, Paul Stanley. My bad. Paul Stanley was there. And then I was there when remember the chick from that cat show, Sam and Cat Show? Do you remember Sam and Cat?
I do.
The light-haired girl, not Miranda Cosgrove, but her friend McCarthy or something. She was there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
She caused a big to-do. Everybody was freaking out, wanting to meet her.
Wow.
Ultimately, the staff whisked her away because she was in line for Pirates. And they're like, come with us. And they took her out of line and put her in the back and let her get on without.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I mean, that's a little overwhelming. You're surrounded by 1,000 people and you're just trying to get on Pirates of the Caribbean. You did get on Pirates. Please tell me
you got on Pirates. Of course we did. Yes.
Oh my God.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
Thank the Lord. Did everybody love it?
I believe so. I mean, Olivia was scared at first, but.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point. It's a bit scary. And then you realize how fun it is. I'm so glad you guys went. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
But they were ready. So they were ready to go home when it was time?
Yeah. I mean, everyone was pretty exhausted. So we left the park around like 10:30. I mean, it was late considering we had been there since like 9. So
did you get on the Nemo ride?
The Nemo ride?
The submarine?
Yes, we did. We did go on the Nemo ride.
Did anybody take their shoes off?
No, not that I was aware of.
God.
And I was sitting right next to the conductor.
So you were looking at his ankles the whole time?
I was trying not to look at anything because I was dangerously close to his whole body.
I know. It's very God. It's squishy in there. So did you get on the Star Wars rides? I mean, did you see the new Star Wars land that they're building, the wall and all that stuff? Did you see?
We didn't go through any of the Star Wars stuff, but I mean, we did.
You didn't get on space tours or anything?
No, I mean, we went on Star
Tours.
Star Tours or whatever, where the little robot talks to you. And,
yes. And did you get on? Well, shoot. Did you even get on Space Mountain?
It was closed down off and on a couple times. So
that happened to us too.
We weren't able to go, and Ryan didn't want to go on it.
Oh my God. Oh my
Victor
goodness.
wanted to go on it.
Well, yes, it's fun.
I would have gone on it, but we can't leave, 2 kids. So
okay, so lesson learned, the next time you go, the children don't go. That's pretty much what I'm hearing.
Oh, Victor and I go by ourselves.
What I'm hearing is that I take the children and you two go for 2 days, come back and get your fill of all the stuff that your children wouldn't go on. And then the next time you can go, it's like, would you like to get on the baby rides now?
Yeah, right.
God. Kids ruin everything. I swear to Christ.
Some things, they definitely
really do.
We're not happy, so.
Oh, well.
Anyways.
Hey, first visit, though, you guys got a lot in. You did both you did both parks. You had the typical Disneyland experience, which I think is wonderful. And I'm so excited that you were able to finally take your kids to enjoy it.
There was nothing that we felt unfulfilled about.
Yeah.
I mean, there was basically everything that we had rode.
Well, did you ask them what their favorite thing was? Did they give you any indication of what their favorite ride was?
Ryan's favorite ride was Splash Mountain.
Excellent choice.
Olivia's favorite ride was the Grizzly Rapids ride, which is when you're in this like inner tube thing, but you
guys got on that?
Oh my God, Jamie, they rode it 4 times.
Get out of here. God, it was a 90-minute wait when we were there. We never, ever even got close to getting on it.
It was a 5-minute wait, so they just kept, every time they exited, they just went right back on it.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. We really wanted to get on that.
So they rode it once, and then the last time they rode it 3 times in a row.
Oh my God. Did you get on? I assume that means you got on it?
I rode it once, and then
you sat and chilled?
after that I said, I'm not getting wet anymore this evening. I'll watch you guys. I'll hold the backpacks.
Okay,
But
so question, did you take my advice and wear yoga pants? Or did you go with shorts?
I wore jeans.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that
and
too.
It worked out fine. You
Yeah.
know, the temperatures were so mild
Yes.
that it was like 75 degrees.
Oh, that's perfect.
You know, day and night. And
That's
so,
great.
But that's how LA kind of is
Well,
that,
it wasn't
you
like
know,
that when we were there. They were going through a heat wave when we were there. It was like 95 when we were at Disneyland. It was brutal.
my
It was
God.
horrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was absolutely miserable. And I think that's why the lines were so long. Everybody was trying to get in somewhere where it was cool.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Well, I'm so excited that you guys finally got to go. I'm so happy that overall it was a great time. Typical, you know, bickering kids, tired, but you guys got to see all the things you wanted to see. And I saw that somebody got their ears, which is amazing.
Yes, Olivia got ears, and
It was funny because you posted a selfie with all of you in it, and you were wearing the ears. And I said, "Yeah, you want to know why she's wearing those ears? Because they hurt Olivia's head, and she doesn't want to wear them anymore."
I forgot why I was wearing
Paula's
them.
now wearing them because there's no bag to put them in where they won't get ruined.
Probably. I forgot why. We traded them off, and then
Yeah.
so she's like, "Mom, I want to wear my ears." She's like, "I don't want to wear these anymore."
Yeah, exactly,
So
'cause
I'm like,
they're
well,
starting
put the ears on.
They're pinching my small, tiny head. Hey, Hugs. As we say goodbye to summer, Amazon is the easiest way for you to say hello, fall, with everything from pumpkin spiced pretty much anything to boots to scarves and a lot of Halloween candy. If you go to Amazon.com, they'll have it for you. Not only will you save a ton of time going out and about in the crowds trying to get these items, it will be delivered directly to your door, and if you're a Prime member, free shipping. So check out the Ugly Mall, click through to support the Uggs, and prepare for the cool, lovely weather of fall. Bye! Well, I'm so glad you guys got that into the books, and I can't wait to hear about your next planned trip to Disneyland.
Yes.
Which I'm sure you'll go. I mean, we actually went last year because Daryl and I realized that, you know, Malia she'd gone a couple of times, but she was teeny tiny, like 4 or 5. And then we went one more time, but we literally went for one night. We went into Disneyland for like 8 hours, not even 8 hours. And then that was the only other time she had gone. We said we really need to take her. So we went this summer. We took her and her friend so they could go running off. And with smartphones and apps and all that stuff, we knew where she was the whole time, even if we weren't with her. So it was super fun for all of us. And she is finally able to experience Disneyland the way it can be experienced when you're a kid, because you can get on everything and you don't have to wait for your parents. You can just go and have fun. So they had a good time. That's a really fun time to go.
Then you can go to that little wine garden and have a mimosa.
We did go to the wine garden, but when we were there, it was closed because they closed it intermittently.
Oh.
Because just like with anything, it's like they reboot, you know, staff and whatever else, you know, however else they do it. But they also run out of reservations and you simply just can't get in. So we just couldn't get in. But we, you know, still, we found our alcohol. It was fine.
Yeah, a lot of those
we
restaurants
found the bar,
serve beer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
there's a bar in the center of all 3 of the Disneyland Resort hotels, and you can go in there, and it looks like the inside of the Tiki Room, and it's a full bar, so you can go in and get whatever you want.
Oh,
and then
that's cool.
What's great, because it's a resort, you can walk outside and sit wherever you want, you know, because it's a resort, so you don't have to stay in the bar. So you can take your giant cocktail and walk out by the pool or whatever.
Neat.
So, yeah, it is. And it's really nice to get hammered at Disneyland when you have kids. It's great because they can be in the hotel room. You can see your window and you can be knocking them back and everyone's safe. It's really nice. Anyway. All right. Well, that's a good recap. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you guys had fun. Really excited that you guys got to go. Okay. So really quick, I was going to tell you this. It happened yesterday. I'm changing my mind on this constantly because, you know, we have OCD. And so I obsess on things for way far longer than a normal human would. So yesterday, I'm taking Malia to school and, you know, it's 8 a.m. And because I don't have to leave for a job, I just throw on, workout clothes, put my hair up in a pony, wear my shades, no makeup, and I drop her off and go home. Mm-hmm. So she was running a little late. So we pull up. There is not a soul in sight. So I pull up to the side and I drop her off and I'm like, all right, bye. Love you. Love you. So I turn around and I lift my foot off the brake to get going. And there is a stupid girl right in front of my car, like literally brushing almost her backpack on my car. And I lift my brake up and I slam it back down again because I was going to hit her, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she's yelling at me. She's like, what are you doing? I'm right here, and then there's another kid and he's like, what the hell, and then of course the mother sees the whole thing and she pulls out and she rolls her window down. She's like, that was my daughter. You almost killed her. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, because in this instance, there's nothing really I can say. If I had hit her child, it would still be my fault, whether the girl is dumb or not. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I hit her, but I didn't. I did not hit her. And so I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm mouthing sorry. So the lady pulls over and starts weeping, like literally sobbing. And I'm like, okay, do I just say drama queen and drive off? What do I do? So I pull up next to her because she's pulled over now, and now she's sobbing. And I pull up. I did not hit her kid. I just want this known. It didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I pull up next to her, and she refuses to look at me. And I'm like, well, do I just take off? What do I do? So I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to apologize to her face, because even though her kid is dumb and I didn't hit her, it must have looked scary to see a big black Mustang almost hit her kid. So I pulled over and I got out of the car, and of course I have no bra on and I'm wearing practically a sheer t-shirt, and I'm like, God damn it. So I get out and I knock on her window and she rolls down the window, and I said, look, I'm really sorry. I go, my daughter almost got hit by a car once, and I know it's really scary and it gives you a jolt of adrenaline, but I didn't hit her, and I'm so sorry that I lifted my brake before I saw her. And so she is totally, crying. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I didn't hit her. It's okay. She's fine. She goes, well, I hope she's okay. She has a test this morning. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, again, I'm very sorry. And she's like, well, thanks for stopping. And she hugged me.
That's weird.
Yeah. I know. And I got in the car and I'm like, okay, I don't know what crawled up my ass to make me do what I did, because this is definitely out of character. I would never normally do this, but something in my brain went, you know what? The world is such a shit show. Just a little kindness, a little extra attention, just anything to be a little bit kinder. I thought for a moment, in a weak moment, that I would be nice. And this is what I get. And her daughter's name is Jamie.
Oh.
And so when I picked up Malia after school, I said, so did you see me almost hit that girl? She goes, you didn't almost hit that girl. She's an idiot. And I'm like, really? She goes, you want to hear what's worse? I go, what? She goes, she's in my French class. We were going to the same class. I literally walked with her to class. And I said, well, did she talk any shit about me? She goes, no, she's an idiot. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, thank God for that. I'm like, well, see, then maybe it was better that I did, because Malia knows her. Like, they're in 2 classes together. It's possible that they could be friends one day. So, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Did you tell Malia what happened?
Yeah. I said, her mom freaked out on me. She goes, she did? I'm like, yeah. I go, she totally lost it. Like, has this kid been ill or something? Like, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that it's happened, things happen to your kid. And if somebody had done that to your child, no matter how stupid they were for literally walking in front of a car, they're the ones that are going to have the broken leg or whatever. It's not going to be me. And I would still be at fault for hitting a kid on school property, which is like the worst thing ever. I said, so I get it. I get it. But I would have also been like, yelling at the person and moving on with my life, And I mean, if it had been so bad, the kid would have stopped and there would have been a thing. And I would have had to have talked to a CHP with no bra on, and it would have been a deal. But none of that happened.
Right.
So I don't know, but I just try to think about how I would feel if someone did that to me or to my child, and an apology can kind of go a long way. I don't know. I didn't feel bad about it, but then I started getting paranoid, like, oh my God, what if I did hit her? And then her mom, tries to find me and sue me or something. I had no idea. I was a little paranoid about it afterwards, but anyway.
What a weird thing.
I know. It was her reaction was so over the top.
Well, that's why I would have just kept going.
I thought about it, but I felt, you know what? It's been a really long time since I've upset someone that I didn't know. It's been a really long time since I've put bad juju out there. And even though in my mind it wasn't a big deal and her kid was dumb and everyone pretty much thought she was dumb, this mom was like, maybe she was having a day. Maybe she was hormonal. I have no idea. But it was really early for a lot of adventure, so I felt kind of bad. And then as I was driving by, halfway home, I'm like, why do I feel bad? I'm not the one that walked in front of a vehicle. What an idiot. I would have yelled at my kid first. I'd be like, stop running in front of cars, you moron. What are you trying to do? Kill yourself? Jeez.
Pretty ridiculous.
Anyway. All right, well, let's do our ugly and awkward moment of the week.
Okay, so mine happened at Disneyland, of course. Mm-hmm. So just outside of the aerial ride, there was this ride called the Jumping Jellyfish.
Yes.
And it's a kid ride, but Olivia wanted to go on it, so we all went on it. And what it is the jellyfish jump, but they jump really high up into the, not the sky, but...
Yeah, they just go high, yeah.
They go up high. Mm-hmm. Well... To look at it, it doesn't appear to be that high, but...
Until you get on it.
Until you get on the ride.
Okay.
And so I get on the ride, and I'm with Ryan, and then so the jellyfish start jumping, and then it jumps up, and it takes you as high as it can go. Well, it's really high.
Oh, God.
And so I didn't exactly scream, but I made some sort of loud, audible sound, and... People from the ground started looking up like, who is screaming on that kid ride?
Oh, really?
And Ryan's like, Mom, shh, stop.
Oh, no. You're like, were you like one of those videos?
What video?
The videos where people are on they're on those shoot in the air things, those reverse bungee jumping things, where they videotape them being flung into the air. And the adults are screaming like crazy people, like they want to die.
Mine was more like, like it wasn't exactly a scream, but it was just like, whoa, this is really high,
That's funny.
But the fact that it was, you only had to be 30 inches to ride the ride. And it was just, there was people on the ground. They're just like, who the hell is screaming at the jumping jellyfish ride?
What kind of small child is freaking out over there?
And, it was a grown adult. And so it was really embarrassing. And it was just mostly, it was funny because people started looking.
Yeah, they're like, what is that sound? Is that coming? Is that from the ride?
Yeah. They're just
That's
like,
funny.
Who's screaming? So.
Oh, that's funny. No, mine's pretty simple. I have been injury prone lately. And I'm not really sure why. I'm just not sure. I'm going through a phase. So yesterday I was opening a bag of frozen corn.
Okay.
And I did it with my sharp knife because I was just quickly getting things ready for dinner and I was using corn for something. And so I cut almost the whole side of my finger off.
Ow!
I know. And then... So it burns because, it's a knife. Probably I cut onions on. And so, of course, the acid from everything is burning the inside of my finger off. Now, Kenzie is there and her boyfriend Kenneth is here and he's an EMT. Mm-hmm. He used to be. And now he's going into the fire department. But anyway, so he comes running over. Like immediately instinctually comes running over to see what I did. And I'm like, hold on. Let me rinse it off. And there's this big flap of skin. So I didn't cut it off completely, luckily, or it would have bled for hours. But so it, I could push the flap of skin down. So anyway, Kenzie tells Daryl, because Daryl was in Phoenix all week. Mm-hmm. Kenzie tells Daryl that I sliced my finger, and she goes, but she's such a drama queen. And I'm like, excuse me? I am not a drama queen.
Why would you be a drama queen? Oh, because
Apparently-
her boyfriend came over to help you.
Because I was like going, ouch, it's bleeding. And I'm like, do I need stitches?
That does not make you a drama queen. That makes you
I know.
have someone with a flap of skin open.
But I even laughed at myself afterwards. But I was like, the injury prone, ugly, awkward moments, I really need to stop. I'm really afraid I'm going to like kill myself. I was telling Stephanie when she was on the show that I want to get a stun gun. And she's like, who are you going to stun? I'm like, she's
really?
like, Daryl?
Yourself?
I'm like, no. That's what I said. I go, but I'm having second thoughts because I'm fairly certain I may stun myself. And I'm a little afraid that I'll give myself a heart attack at Ulta or something. And I don't really want that to happen.
Probably
That
true.
would be a little scary. But I always thought a little handheld one would be all right.
You'll wake up next to the side of your car and you'll be like, what happened?
Ma'am, are you all right, ma'am? Do I need to call someone for you? Have you been drinking?
Can we call
But-
someone?
But she was telling me that you always had pepper spray, or that Lauren always has pepper spray, her daughter. And she's like, yeah, she has pepper spray all the time. And I'm like, well, I don't know about the pepper spray thing. I don't know if that will do it.
I don't know how to use that.
But I'm like, I don't know. A stun gun seems reasonable, but maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyway, so yes, I sliced my flippin' finger again. This is like the second time in almost a year that I've done this to this one finger.
Ow.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with me. But anyway, but I'm going to say you win because of the fact that you were in public when you were screaming like a fool.
On a kid ride. Yeah.
I was just screaming at my own self in front of one person or two people.
Yay.
Kenzie barely counts. So,
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap then.
yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for listening to Jamie and Stephanie in my absence. I know it's not the same, but I appreciate you enduring.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. Please continue to shop our Amazon links and our Avon links. We always appreciate your patronage. Continue to download shows that maybe you've missed or go back and listen to ones that you like. We always appreciate the downloads. Other than that, have a fabulous week and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap. But make sure to watch your podcast feed for all the screw-ups and edits from this episode and what we call Ugly Cuts. And then we'll have a brand new full episode for you next week. Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.